Not many teeth at all, Haystack. Pretty much, he's got as many teeth as Jeff has catches. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't call him a master manipulator, man. He has the utter inability to maintain a relationship, a friendship, whether it be business or personal or professional. The guy he's a victim of his own fuckery. The man that lacks testosterone, feminine little Cameron, wants to hide behind community leaks, wants to say a lot of shit from behind a panel on a community post when he had every opportunity to say it when I was right there in front of him. Every time we were together, like, me, I'm a social guy. I enjoy dialogue. Very little of that ever took place with him. He stayed in my home and blew me off for 2 or 3 days. Every day something came up. He couldn't come. Just like the whole world has to revolve around that young fella. People told me right away, I'm not sure what type of a feminine little fuckstick records a phone call without anybody knowing, but it's definitely one that lacks testosterone. I had a business at that time, and I offered a job. And not only did I offer him a job, I had a pretty nice camper, a Grey Wolf, like a 32-foot travel trailer. And I said, hey, you can even have a place to get on your feet and figure some shit out. I still don't really know what Kratom is, but the more I got to know him, the less that I want to have to do with it. So, no, you can't. Oh, he did ask me to borrow my fucking, my Mustang. I don't got a Shelby GT 500 like Jersey, but I got a 5.0 with a supercharger and a Mach 1 upgrade front end. So, for a simple white trash like me, it does the job. What else did we want to know about Cameron? He recorded that phone call. He tried to silence Sammy from Ope, invited her up on a panel, and Cameron, that little guy who got the shit knocked out of him on his first or second or third catch. He told the decoy that's probably put 100 people behind bars that she doesn't have the right to talk. So fuck Cameron for that. I never invited myself on a catch with Cameron, gang. In case anybody didn't know that, he asked me to come on each and every single one. You look at what he did to Gina. I told you to do this back then, and yeah, I did go on that catch. Well, let's see what else did he do. I'm not going to say who, but there's a catcher who said that there's a certain city that won't accept cases anymore because Cameron made a big scene and tried harassing the DA. Do I think Cam will be lonely and unsuccessful for the rest of his life? If nothing changes, yeah, absolutely, I think that. What else did he do? I was actually, at the time, I was trying to apply to a local law enforcement agency here when we did a catch in my hometown, and cops didn't show up in a timely fashion. And Cameron decided to have the subscribers and everybody else, and he personally harassed the sheriff's department when I was there. And then when I mentioned something to him, he's like, this is my channel. I do things the way I want to do. Cameron has the inability to think about anybody in the world but himself. Imagine this. You show up on a catch with someone to do a collaboration, and you're in a not so good area, not so good part of town. Two incredibly Caucasian gentlemen. I approach the predator, and he shows up with a gun on his hip, open carry. If you don't think that only adds volatility to a situation, yeah, everything with him is for content. It's for clout. It takes a special type of fucking moron to do a catch in a Spider-Man costume. And when Cameron did his community leaks, and if Cameron, like I said, if he really had something to say, I was in his car, he was in my car, he was within close proximity. He could have felt free at any moment to say what he felt necessary to say, but he didn't. But he tried to embarrass a small business owner. Everything's a fucking public debacle with him. Absolutely not. Nothing I said tonight was untrue. Nothing. Yeah, Cam, I tried to stick up for you. I tried to be a friend. Everybody warned me that you were going to turn out to be exactly who and what you were. But I get to go home tonight to an awesome life with an awesome family with a great group of friends. And I don't need to grift off of anybody, and I'm not trying to destroy local and small businesses, and I'm not harassing local law officials. to chase some obviously fleeting career that's never going to quite take off on YouTube, Cameron. Or the Ray stealing the cloud before he decides to ask donations for a hotel because, people enjoyed my content a little more. Y'all remember that day that I rode the horse and the chat kind of turned on Cameron? Like, yeah, it sucks. Like, I felt bad for the guy. I'm on his channel and, people basically dubbed him the cameraman, and that sucks. But guess what, dude? You're the one that invited me out there. You're a shitty house guest. You have no gratitude for anything or anyone. You look at people as objects that you can extrapolate things from, manipulate, and take. Man, in this world, we reap what we sow, Cameron. We reap what we sow. I might not have ever had the opportunity to test drive a Tesla for 24 hours, but if I've been with the same woman for almost 11 years, I've got friends that I've had for over 30 years that are still my friends to this day. Some of them were groomsmen in my fucking wedding. I've managed to travel to a couple of different countries, learn the basics of another language or two, get decent at a couple of sports. Like I've lived my life, Cameron. What have you done? The utter inability to empathize for another human being. Not all sociopaths are murderers or, fucking set houses on fire. Some of them are just relatively benign individuals. So, yeah, maybe he does. Cameron, you fucked around on that third catch and you found out something fierce, bro. You are not built for conflict, physical or emotional. You're not built for either of those two things. You had an opportunity to be a friend with me. We could have taken we could have made your channel something decent, but no. You had to sabotage, you had to backstab, and you had to hide behind alts. You had to record phone calls, in nefarious ways when people aren't paying attention. You're a coward and you're a feminine man, Cameron. Yeah, Cameron literally invited himself to borrow. He's like, hey, if I come up there, can I borrow your souped up Mustang to drive to wherever the fuck he was going? I'm like, no, dude, you're not going to borrow my fucking car. Cam kind of dropped the ball. I pretended to be a roofing adjusting company and was able to get the guy in front of I want to say it was an Ingles supermarket in Asheville or Black Mountain, North Carolina, to come meet. So, and Cameron says that he did all the decoy. Like, dude, Cameron, I decoyed half the catches that we got together. Am I a better interrogator? 110 fucking %. You know what that is next to me, Cameron? That's called the company of a woman that loves you. Just like a full set of incisors and molars. That's something that you're never going to understand. You hid behind community leaks. You recorded phone calls. You tried to sabotage friendships. You tried to sabotage the trip. You put a wedge between me and people that I cared about. Tonight is just poetic justice. Yeah, Cam's not a very ethical, not a very honest person. Yeah, the level of entitlement for, an unexceptional guy rapidly approaching middle age is just fucking strange. Cameron, you sit there behind the protection of and the cool thing is no one knows where to find you because you're fucking transient. There's got to be a comfort in that. Where do you get Amazon Prime sent to, by the way, bro? Because you're fucking transient. It's got to be fucking weird. I could have taught you how to communicate with people, Cam.
Yeah, quite a bit. You're right about, I don't know if he stayed with you or anything, the host guest thing, but, it's consistent. Every single person that's, ever, brought him in,
Oh, but no, I think it was, 1 or 2 nights he stayed with. It wasn't I had just offered him the camper and, some steady work. He was never, he never stayed there long enough to claim squatters' rights, which he would probably do.
That's literally true. The thing about, the fleas or whatever, one day I woke up from a nap or whatever, and I felt itchy or whatever, and it was literally covered in fleas, and I don't know, that dog is not living their best life. I honestly hope that that dog gets a better life outside of Cam's ownership, because that dog probably has diseases now and fleas, and yeah, there's many things.
I concur. And you lived with him, right? You guys actually cohabitated for a summer or something like that?
Yeah, but I remember just the kitchen was abysmal. It was he would it would have rotten milk and shit like that. It was nasty as fuck. And it was clean as hell. Everything was clean before. What he did was he showed one room that we weren't even in to show to and I'm saying an air quotes show, like how like dirty it was, but it was really like that place was cleaned before we went and after. Like I know that place, like it's a clean place. They're clean people. It was Cam. Like every single person, like their shit got messed up because of Cam. Like, so yeah, that's kind of one thing. But yeah, I don't deny he's like probably doing like some shady shit with catching though too.
Yeah, he's like, if I come there, I could borrow you. Like, he legitimately thought that he was a celebrity. Super fucking weird, man. Dude, when Alex stayed with me, him, Jesus, and Fredo, they were 10 times more humble and good house guests, bro. We went out to eat. We had wings. We had a great time. And this is back when Alex was like it still is the biggest show in town, but you know, just a fucking dope ass house guest. Didn't bother anybody. Said thank you for everything. Super polite to my wife. What's going on there, sport fans? I'm Sweet Baby Ray in the booth. Alongside me, as always, is nobody. Today we've got the Toothless Kratom Fiend on easy difficulty playing as the American League East All-Stars against the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know how the fuck you're going to sit there and expect you're a grown-ass man, dude. I'm embarrassed about the fact I play video games. Like, if I went live and just started streaming Red Dead Redemption 2, fuck that. It's got to be fucking weird.